I'm very sorry. Okay. So we'll read reading from the topic essay called Mission America, in which we are in this paragraph continuing to read. Fortunately, however, the Hare Krishna movement has come to America, and many fortunate young men are giving serious attention to this movement, which is creating ideal men of first class character, men who completely refrain from meat eating, illicit sex, intoxication, and gambling. If the American people are serious about curbing the degraded criminal life of their nation, they must take to the Krishna consciousness movement and try to create the kind of human society advised in Bhagavad Gita. Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagasa. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 30. They must divide their society into first class men, second class men, third class men, and fourth class men. Since they are now creating only men who are less than fourth class, hence how can they avoid the dangers of criminal society? It is advised that the American people regret their mistaken advancement in civilization. They should take advice from the spiritual master, the representative of Krishna. If they do so, they will be happy. And theirs will be an ideal nation to lead the entire world. Srila Prabhupada also looked to America to defeat communism. I am speaking to America because America is little serious against this communistic movement. America has got good potentiality to save the world. So our request is that you all young men who have taken to this path of Vaishnavism, there is a good chance to preach this cult in your country. So even if you are not very much successful in other countries, in your country you will be very much successful. There is a good potential, and try to make them stronger to fight with the demonic principles. Certainly, Americans and everyone everywhere should feel grateful to Srila Prabhupada for his incomparable gifts, and yet he expressed gratefulness towards America. I'm very much obliged to you, to your country, USA. You are cooperating with this movement the most. All my students, boys and girls, they are mostly American young boys and girls. There are others also, but you are predominant. Therefore, I must thank you very much. I'm very much obliged to you and your government that both the people and the government of America do not put any hindrances in distributing our books. This kindness of your nation will cause the blessings of Lord Chaitanya to be showered upon them, and higher section of American people will become Krishna conscious. Okay, now I found the answer. One question was always boggling or disturbing, or in one sense was a shocking or surprising thing that many countries are in the verge of collapse. Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh is also like that, and even developing countries. Why United States is having $33 trillion of debt? Can you imagine $33 trillion of debt? And there's so much mess all over the world, all over the United States, but still, why it is not collapsed? So I found the answer here. See, Prabhupada gave benediction to America that, Prabhupada showered blessings of Lord Chaitanya especially to United States. So that's why in order to facilitate the preaching, so this is just going on somehow or other, so that devotees can preach over here. So that's why I'm thinking, because whatever it is, American devotee has a special attraction all over India. Even if you say he's from Europe, he's from Russia, he's from everywhere, but American devotee, he's a special soul. Whenever any American devotee comes to any place, there becomes very special. What do you think? Do you agree with me, devotees? Hare Krishna. Anybody?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Pranams. Yes, I agree. You can see this.
Yeah. Actually, any devotee, any white man is like, okay, like Russians, like Europeans, Germans, French, Chinese, Japanese. Okay. But American devotee, it has a special, somehow everybody gets attracted. That's why they promote sometimes American Swami. As well as Radhanath Swami Maharaj is promoted as American Swami. Even I spoke to some person. He said, "I read some of one sannyasi's book, and he traveled from America. Is it American Swami? Yeah, American Swami." So it's America is like that. It's somehow everybody's attraction is here. Everybody, whatever may be the country, they want to come to United States. Somehow they try, they flex it so much. Yeah. So this kindness of your nature will cause the blessings of it to be showered upon them, and higher section of will be become Krishna conscious. So this is pending still. So that's why Prabhupada's blessings are there on United States. Even if you go to any white or black man, there are some people those who will take books every day. There are some people, many people they don't take, but there are people very much interested in Krishna consciousness books. Hare Krishna. That's what I think. It is a madhouse, But mad people are staying here. Bob, it's so madhouse, like kind of a thing. You don't know what, anytime anything can happen. Anybody can kill, anybody can get killed. But still, it is just getting protected because of Prabhupada's blessings. That's all. So that devotees can preach. See how Prabhupada is so positive about United States. Americans have helped me in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, I feel obliged to them. Nobody helped me, but these boys helped me. Even the American government never put any hindrance in my movement. They have rather appreciated. And many old American gentlemen came to congratulate me. You see, this is Prabhupada's. Prabhupada is telling something positive in something means there is something very deep in that. Yeah. America has been so good to me to give me money, men, everything. Because they have given me so much facility, I cannot forget my obligation to them. I want to make them happy, and through them, the whole world. Actually, I personally, I was not I should say, because the context has come regarding United States. So in 2020, I think 2021, after the COVID, immediately after the COVID, Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu, my godbrother, he told me that I told him that I want to go to Kurmagram. I want to just distribute books over there, and I want to preach over there. Anyhow, they have a very nice setup. And Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu told me, why don't you go to United States? Because actually Nityanamaya Prabhu had to go to United States because every plan was there, arrangement was there. Guru Maharaj wanted him to come to United States, Nityanamaya Prabhu, and he was planning. He was so much, he was dreaming every day that he is going to New York. He's going to but I was not at all interested, or I was not having anything in my mind. Nothing, zero, blank. And one day he told me, why don't you go to United States and distribute books over there? It's good. Anyhow, we have very nice facility over there. Krishna Life is there. So why don't you go and distribute books? And I said, I fool, and America, why? We have to do something over here. No, already in Andhra, so many devotees are preaching. Kurmagram, already so many people are preaching. If you want to preach in Gujarat, also so many people. If you want to preach North, also so many people. Everybody is preaching. Everybody is distributing books in India. Why don't you do something? Go and do it in the United States. Then I said, no, it is not. I cannot do it. Then he insisted so much every day, and he used to tell me. And then when Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu left Bhakti Vikas Trust, then I was there. And then one day I was reading this Leelamrita. I was reading Leelamrita, the part 1. I was reading the whole Leelamrita I completed. At that time, I was reading the first volume. I read first volume itself 5-6 times just to get that mood why Prabhupada wanted to go to United States. If somebody wants to go to United States and preach, he should read this book, volume 1, The Lifetime of Preparation. That book, if he reads at least 5-6 times, he will get going to United States and preach will enter into his head. He will enter into his head. He will become so attracted. He will think, why we should not go to United States and preach and distribute books. So I tried once. I failed in one sense. First time I came to United States and then I went back. Second time again I came back. I was there in Miami. I was there in Krishna Life, Miami. And then again, I went back. Again, third time I came. So I didn't want to leave. I wrote to Guru Maharaj also. Maharaj, I want to go to the United States and preach. So it's like a sense gratification in one sense, but that is backed by Prabhupada's mood. I read the preparation of lifetime so many times that I remember certain chapters where Prabhupada was dreaming of, like, skyscraper buildings and all those things. The distribution is going on in New York. So it is like that. Somehow, by the grace of devotees, somehow I mean, I don't, otherwise, I don't have any good karma or anything like that. It's all blessings of devotees, Prabhupada's blessings. We are here. Okay. Okay, Shamsara Prabhu, you can continue to read.
Okay, bro. Saving America. Perceiving American civilization to be finished unless it took to Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada exhorted his American disciples to save their countrymen. Take up this movement very seriously and save your country. And if you save America, you save the whole world because others are following America. These rascals, they do not know how to live or to eat. Everything is there. Intelligence is there. Everything is there. Simply for want of training, they have become rogues. Make them human beings, your countrymen. I am very glad that in the Western countries, especially in America, you fortunate boys and girls have joined in this Sankirtana Yajna. People are appreciating. I am also very pleased. You have taken the deity in buses going to the interior and performing yajna. Continue this process until your whole country nationally accepts this creed. Be convinced that you are doing the highest service for your fellow countrymen by distributing books of Krishna consciousness. Actually, in the West, there is now no culture and no brain even for what is the purpose of life. American civilization is finished, but it can be saved if it takes to Krishna consciousness. Recognizing that in America there are so many things which require thorough reformation, Srila Prabhupada gave the means. And this Krishna consciousness movement is that. Among the methods Srila Prabhupada conceived to save America from disaster was to introduce university courses based on his books. We want to give degrees, at least BA, MA, and PhD, according to the advancement of knowledge. And that will be very beneficial to your country. Then America will be saved from disaster and it will be the leader. The country will be leader of the whole world. When asked, do you see yourself as the savior of American youth? Srila Prabhupada replied, yes, certainly. It is saved already. It is not future, it is present, practical. The India Mission. When first going to the West, Srila Prabhupada had mixed feelings about the possibility of again preaching in India, having received such unpromising responses there. Yet he was planning that if he could enroll Western devotees, he would bring some for preaching in India. In 1970, he began he began to implement this strategy by bringing a group of Western disciples on tour with him. Later, he revealed, when I left India, I promised I will never come here. I was reluctant to do anything here, but still I thought, at least in Mayapur, let me have my. There are Vaishnavas, so many residents in Mayapur, Vrindavana. I promised. I will never come back here again. But Krishna wanted. I made my headquarters in Los Angeles. I took permanent residency. I did not like to come back. I would have stayed. That means Krishna desired. Otherwise, I had no plan to come back here. My plan was like that, but Krishna's plan was different. When I was coming back, I was speaking to Dwarakadesha. I do not know. I came here to live. Why are you driving me away? While living in Los Angeles, I was not happy, but he had this plan.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhu, while
yes,
living
Prabhu.
in Los Angeles, it's not while leaving Los Angeles.
Okay, Prabhu. While leaving Los Angeles, I was not happy, but he had this plan. Krishna wanted, you left Vrindavana, I will give you a better place in Vrindavana. You were retired in Vrindavana, I obliged you to live. Now you come back. I will give you a better place. He has given a temple 100 times better than in Los Angeles. If a person's heart can be understood by where he spends his time, energy, and money, then Srila Prabhupada's was in India. He was especially mandated for preaching in the West. But after establishing Krishna consciousness in the Western world, Srila Prabhupada focused more on India, reaching widely, establishing projects, and personally getting involved in the development of the movement there far more than he did in the West. Up until 1973, Srila Prabhupada spent most of his time in the West, but from 1973 to 1977, he spent most of his time in India and just visited the West. Especially in his last years, Srila Prabhupada devoted great energy toward revitalizing India's declining spiritual culture. He personally traveled in India extensively from city to city, always preaching, and started several branches of his international society. Madhudvesha Dasa analyzed, in India, Prabhupada was the cutting edge of the whole movement. He was the force. Things were moving because things were moving because of Prabhupada. In the Western world, Prabhupada would give the idea and the devotees would expand on it. Prabhupada was the overseer, but he didn't have such an integral active part in the West. But in India, Prabhupada was right in the thick of it. He was checking the accounts. He was so much involved in the Indian scene that Rishi Kumara, the Bombay treasurer, would have to go to Prabhupada every other day and show him the accounts. He was very much involved in everything. The whole movement in India depended on Prabhupada. Explaining why he shifted his emphasis from the West to India, I am trying my best to preach the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita all over the world, and I am experiencing some glimpse of success in this connection. Naturally, I am inclined to preach the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita very fervently in India. Jayapataka Swami recalled. His idea was to build temples in Vrindavana and Mayapur for his Western devotees to come and visit the holy places. But then he said, how could he stand by and see India going to hell? Seeing how Indians were giving away their culture by following the West and becoming degraded in various ways, losing their Krishna consciousness, was disturbing to Srila Prabhupada. He said it was his personal mission to preach in India.
Yeah.
Just as with
Just one second. Just one second. I
yes,
wanted to see where is this quote from? Because uh, This paragraph is from Jayapataka Maharaj Memories. See, what I was trying to say is that even devotees could see that Prabhupada was disturbed by seeing Indians were giving way their culture by following the West and become degraded in many ways, losing their Krishna consciousness, and was disturbing to Srila Prabhupada. Of course, we cannot compare ourselves with Prabhupada, but generally what I have seen is that nowadays devotees are not so much disturbed by Indians becoming Westerners, like imitating West. Devotees are not so much disturbed. I'm seriously speaking. They take it like take it so lightly. They don't see that they are so much concerned for the people because they are becoming Westerners. Because even devotees are becoming like Westerners. Even devotees, when they take up Krishna consciousness, they wear pant and shirt, they wear Bermudas, they wear cheddi kind of some 3/4, I don't know, Bermudas. They wear all these things. They wear Western clothes. They wear for puja, they will wear dhoti kurta. Immediately after 1 hour, they will wear the pant and shirt, and then they will wear some and Matajis, they will when doing puja or doing something, they will have their head covered. But then the thing is, immediately they change. So the thing is, uh, even devotees are not getting disturbed because of this. So that's why you see that Jayapataka Maharaj is writing that seeing how Indians were giving away their culture by following the West. Actually, we are convinced of Krishna consciousness. We are convinced of so many things going on, like in Prabhupada's books. But devotees are not convinced that Western culture is actually degrading them. That is not yet synced in their psyche. Previously, devotees were so cautious to even to drink water uh, from a karmi's hand. But nowadays, we don't feel so much. uh, so actually, we should think, okay, our children, our kids, uh, our next generation. Oh, if they become like West. Nowadays, we are so casual about thinking that somebody is working in a company and then he is chanting some rounds. He is reading some Prabhupada's books. That's enough. So we are not so much thinking that oh he's like he's like that. We don't think so much. But Prabhupada was thinking how Indians were getting. You can see Indians are slowly, even devotees. You can't tell them that, Prabhuji, why are you wearing pant and shirt? At least if you come to temple, at least you can wear dhoti. You can't tell them. You can't tell Mataji that why are you keeping your hair loose? Uh, why don't you why don't you cover your head? No, we can't say that because the head of the some of the Matajis are behaving like that. You can't say. You can't tell them. It's you can't tell anybody for that matter. Everybody is becoming independent, more or less independent. And if you say something in the class, they will make a big mockery out of it, and you will be banned from that particular temple or anywhere to come. Even so, this is a great problem. Okay, bro, continue to read.
Okay. Just as with America, but for different reasons, Srila Prabhupada saw huge potential for spreading pure Krishna consciousness in India. He considered Indians to be like smoldering coal covered with ash. Fan and it'll flame up. We have got everything in India, and to become God conscious, to establish the Lord's kingdom, is not at all difficult. India is easier because those who are born in India constitutionally have that tendency. Simply, we have to channelize. Srila Prabhupada was confident that it can be successful very easily, especially in India, if we revive Krishna consciousness in a systematic way. Within a very short time, we can revive our original Indian culture on the basis of the teachings of Lord Krishna and the Bhagavad Gita. So we have to work very hard for this purpose. And if you follow the path of if you follow the path of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it will be very easily done. Seeing India as the hope of the whole world, Srila Prabhupada was very keen to do something wonderful in India. If the selected people of the world combined together push this movement in India, then the whole program of the modern leaders will collapse. If the inhabitants of Bharatavarsha take this movement of Krishna consciousness seriously, the entire world will be saved from gliding down to a hellish condition. India's mission is how to revive Krishna consciousness throughout the whole world. Revive your Krishna consciousness, be fixed up in Krishna, and then distribute this knowledge. To an American disciple who told him, your American disciples are beginning to appreciate India. When we first arrived, we could not understand why you were so busy here. But now we see that India is the most important place on the planet. Srila Prabhupada retorted, it is the most important place in the universe. This is, of course, substantiated in Shastra. For instance, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 19, Text 23. As Srila Prabhupada often quoted, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself had spoken of the spiritual magnitude of the land that is now known as India and the duty of persons born there. Bharata bhumite haila manushya janmayara janma sarthaka karikara para upakara. One who has taken his birth as a human being in the land of India, Bharatavarsha, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. Srila Prabhupada repeated this particular statement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's over and over again at public functions in India. In his purport to this very important verse, Srila Prabhupada elaborated on the advantages and duties of Indians. This purport summarizes and is seminal to his vision for preaching in India and by Indians, and is thus included herein almost in its entirety. The magnanimity of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is expressed in this very important verse. Although he was born in Bengal and Bengalis therefore have a special duty toward him, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is addressing not only Bengalis but all the inhabitants of India. It is in the land of India that actual human civilization can be developed. Human life is meant for God realization, as stated in the Vedanta Sutra, Athato Brahma Jignasa. Anyone who takes birth in the land of India, Bharatavarsha, has the special privilege of being able to take advantage of the instruction and guidance of the Vedic civilization. He automatically receives the basic principles of spiritual life for 99.9% of the Indian people, even simple village farmers and others who are neither educated nor sophisticated, believe in the transmigration of the soul, believe in past and future lives, believe in God, and naturally want to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead or His representative. These ideas are the natural inheritance of a person born in India. India has many holy places of pilgrimage such as Gaya, Benares, Mathura, Prayaga, Vrindavana, Haridwara, Rameshwaram, and Jagannath Puri, and still people go there by the hundreds and thousands. Although the present leaders of India are influencing the people not to believe in God, not to believe in a next life, and not to believe in a distinction between pious and impious life, and although they are teaching them how to drink wine, eat meat, and become supposedly civilized, people are nevertheless afraid of the four activities of sinful life, namely illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. And whenever there is a religious festival, they gather together by the thousands. We have actual experience of this. Whenever the Krishna consciousness movement holds a Sankirtana festival in a big city like Calcutta, Bombay, Madras, Ahmedabad, or Hyderabad, thousands of people come to hear. Sometimes we speak in English, but even though most people do not understand English, they nevertheless come to hear us. Even when imitation incarnations of Godhead speak, people gather in the thousands, for everyone who is born in the land of India has a natural spiritual inclination and is taught the basic principles of spiritual life. They merely need to be a little more educated in the Vedic principles. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says here, Janma Sartaka Kari Kara Para Upakara. If an Indian is educated in the Vedic principles, he is able to perform the most beneficial welfare activity for the entire world.
Okay.
And
I have an
yes, Prabhu.
experience. I have an experience of book distribution. I just wanted to share this because I wanted to distribute books. I was distributing books, and I met one lady. She's very old, 60, 70 years. And I gave her the book, and she said, I have Jesus with me. She said like this. I am with Jehovah's Witness. She said like that. Jehovah's Witness is very famous in United States. So they are Protestant Christians. They preach. So and I spoke to her, and she was just standing at one corner, and I just told her, from which part of I just asked her, I don't know, somehow it came from me. From which part of the world you belong to? I am from India. I am from Gujarat, she said. Arre Baba. I was thinking, you look like an American lady. She's very white, and she has a boy cut hair. She was wearing some, she's a 70-year-old lady, 70, 75, very old lady. And then she's from Gujarat, she said. "Hey, how?" And she said, "Yeah, then you're Indian? I thought you were an American." She said, "No, no, everybody thinks like that. No, no, I'm Gujarati," she said. "How you ended up in Jehovah's Witness?" She said. Then she said she was in Gujarat and she left India in 1970 or 75. She went to UK. So whatever, on the whole, the essence is she went to UK and married some British guy. They both came to here and they both got divorced. And she was married somebody else, and that also got divorced. And finally, she ended up with Jehovah's Witness. And then I think 80, yeah, 80, she came to United States, Britain. She went and then she said to me that, I asked her, do you know ISKCON? She said immediately, yeah, when I was very small, I used to go to Ahmedabad ISKCON temple. My father used to take me when I was small, and I used to participate in Bhagavad Gita sloka recitation. And immediately, I was shocked. She recited 10 slokas of Bhagavad Gita, tak, 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 cut, cut like water. And I was shocked. And she said, every sloka, Dharmakshetre, then she knows so many slokas here and there. I said, you are not in Jehovah's Witness. You are a traitor for Jehovah's Witness. You are actually know Bhagavad Gita so much. Yeah, but I am now I'm not practicing. Now I know so many shlokas. So the thing is, you can't take spirituality or Krishna consciousness, that fans or whatever spark is there from Indians. So it is like that. Even if they die, they can recite shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, which they have heard when during their childhood. Yes. Okay, Paramatma Prabhu, you can continue to read. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
educated in the Vedic principles. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says here,
No, you
Janma
have to read
Sarthaka
from
Kari
here.
Kara Param. At present,
Prabhu, you're not following the reading, I think. Okay, no problem. You can read therefore. You can read from there, but actually you have to read the next paragraph. That's fine. You can start. Therefore,
from
Sri
at
Chaitanya.
present,
Yeah, but you can start from
okay,
therefore, Sri
therefore,
Chaitanya.
okay. Janma Sarthaka Kori Kara Paro Upakar. If an Indian is educated in the Vedic principles, he is able to perform the most beneficial welfare activity for the entire world. At present, for want of Krishna consciousness or God consciousness, the entire world is in darkness. Having been covered by the four principles of sinful life, meat eating, illicit sex, gambling, and intoxication. Therefore, there is a need for vigorous propaganda to educate people to refrain from sinful activities. This will bring peace and prosperity. The rogues, thieves, and devotees will naturally decrease in number, and all of human society will be God conscious. The practical effect of our spreading the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world is that now the most degraded debauchees are becoming the most elevated saints. This is only one Indian's humble service to the world. If all Indians had taken to this path as advised by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, India would have given a unique gift to the world, and thus India would have been glorified. Now, however, India is known as a poverty-stricken country, and whenever anyone from America or another opulent country goes to India, he sees many people lying by the footpaths for whom there are not even proper provision, provision for 2 meals a day. There are, yes, there are also institutions collecting money from all parts of the world in the name of welfare activities for poverty-stricken people, but they are spending it for their own sense gratification. Now, on the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Krishna consciousness movement has been started, and people are benefiting from this movement. Therefore, it is now the duty of the leading men of India to consider the importance of this movement and train many Indians to go outside of India to preach this cult. People will accept it. There will be cooperation among the Indian people and among the other people of the world. And the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will then be fulfilled. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will then be glorified all over the world, and people will naturally be happy, peaceful, and prosperous, not only in this life but also in the next. For as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, anyone who understands Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will very easily get salvation or freedom from the repetition of birth and death, and go back home, back to Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore requests every Indian to become a preacher of his call to save the world from disastrous confusion, upholding Shastric statements that those who are born in India, Bharata Bhumi, are to be considered the topmost, and that even the demigods in heaven desire to take birth there. Srila Prabhupada declared India to be the country of religion, and that there is not a single Hindu in India who is not more or less Krishna conscious. He observed that in India, due to past culture, even the lowest class of men are greater philosophers than these rascals in Western countries. Srila Prabhupada perceived
What a joke. Prabhupada is due to past culture, even the lowest class of men are greater philosophers than the rascals in Western countries. But now in India, people think that Western countries' rascals are more advanced than the Indian fools. Bill Gates. I am sure if Bill Gates would be crossing your gate now, I'm just saying, like, we are in the online class just now, for example. And if Elon Musk or Bill Gates or any Hollywood actress or actor will come to your gate, will you still sit here? Give the class? We'll immediately go and take his darshan. I'm saying, we'll immediately go, oh, what is it? Elon Musk has come. Elon Musk is going, in Assam or in Bangalore, in our place. Immediately they will go and see, what is Elon Musk? I have not seen him. So it's like that. Yes.
that there is some glimpse of human civilization in
No, no,
India,
what
so
is it?
we
Srila
can.
Prabhupada? Srila Prabhupada perceived.
Srila Prabhupada perceived that there is some glimpse of human civilization in India, so we can revive it. His aim was to revitalize the advanced spiritual culture that is the true wealth of India. In India, especially, people are religiously inclined. They like to live in the village and also like to love Lord Ram and Lord Krishna. This idealism is running through their blood and veins. We have to organize their natural tendency and elevate them again back to home, back to Godhead. We are born in a country where God descends as Lord Ramachandra, Lord Krishna, Lord Buddha, Chaitanya. Now they are asking, what is God? So the old culture has to be revived. And this is a humble attempt to revive our old culture, Krishna consciousness. We should join together. Actually, everyone in India is a devotee. They have simply been misled by politicians and so many things. By Lord Chaitanya's mercy, we are again reviving their original Krishna consciousness. Particularly in his last days among us, Srila Prabhupada repeatedly stated that at least in India, the ISKCON institution should be strong to attract intelligent persons from all over the world and for training Indian youth for this Krishna consciousness movement. At least in India, there must be an institution that is strictly following the principles of Bhagavad Gita. This is my institution. Let there be an ideal institution in India so that the whole world will come and learn. This institution, which we have started to give this enlightenment, must be maintained in India in a first class standard that at least some intelligent persons can take advantage. If in India it is not possible to strictly maintain such an institution, following Bhagavad Gita's conclusion, Srila Prabhupada said, then human civilization will be finished. There is no hope. Still, it was his hope that if you, Indians, take this Krishna consciousness movement very seriously, we can make the whole world Hindustan.
Okay, I want to tell you one thing. Actually, everybody's eyes are on India. Nonsense. American government also, they wanted to come to, Britishers or Europeans who wanted to colonize the world. They wanted to come to India. Vasco da Gama wanted to come to India. He ended up somewhere in Goa, or I don't know, in Calicut or in Kerala. Columbus actually wanted to come to India. Everybody knows. Columbus wanted to come to India, but somehow he ended up in United States and killed all the Red Indians. Killed or whatever it is, so much of massacre, so much of problems. And the whole Britishers, Europeans, they captured this land from native Indians. Britishers came, Mughals came, Portuguese came, Dutch came to India. Everybody came to India. So everybody's eyes are on India. Even United States, their eyes are on India. That's why they levied so much of tax. Even if you see that the Islamic invasion, which is going on in many countries, like Iran was invaded. Previously, it was Persia. Syria was invaded by Islamic regime, and Afghanistan was invaded by Islamic regime. Many countries, they turned down the whole thing, whole Christian or whatever, maybe the Babylonian or Greek or whatever may be the culture, and Islam was established. The whole in one corner of Islamic people, specifically the Shias, not the Sunnis, Shias, Shia community, they they want India to be captured, and they want to convert that one to Islamic nation. So that's their goal. Actually, that's called as Gajwa-e-Hind, they say, in Pakistan, in Iran, in many Shia dominating countries, Shia Muslims dominating countries. This word called Gajwa-e-Hind, that means they want to conquer India and make India into an Islamic country. That is what they wanted to do. So Prabhupada is writing that the human civilization, if India is not possible to strictly maintain such an institution, following Bhagavad Gita conclusion, Srila Prabhupada said, then human civilization will be, there is no hope. Whatever may be the country they may conquer, but unless and until they conquer India, everybody, if you see, why they had this Pakistan, because they wanted to capture, like, see, many people, they don't know why Godse was killed by Godse killed Gandhi. This, of course, this is a politics, but this is part of Krishna's plan in one sense. Krishna, or like, Krishna is also, like, orchestrating everything, but Kali Yuga is also there. Many people don't know why Gandhi was killed by Godse. They think that it is because of something, because he was doing more Muslims. It is not just that one favorable to Muslims, but it was much more than that. They wanted to divide the whole India. Why they wanted Pakistan? Because for the time being, if Pakistan is given to the Muslims, because it is mostly dominated by Shia Muslims, so that the remaining Shia Muslims who are there in India, they can fight in India. So that's why those people who wanted to leave India, and go to Pakistan, they left. And they killed so many Hindus over there in Pakistan. And hardly a few minority are there in Hindus are there in Pakistan. So they wanted to divide. So they divided India into East Pakistan and West Pakistan. So West Pakistan is the Pakistan, the East Pakistan is the Bengal or Bangladesh. And they wanted to conquer within India. So within India, what they did, they established Waqf board. And within India, they wanted to establish Waqf board, and they were slowly capturing the whole land of India. Specifically, the Shias will do this. So they have this infiltration mentality in their minds. But Prabhupada wanted to do it in a spiritual way, not in a dominating or in a exploiting manner. But unfortunately, our devotees now, present leaders, they are not instigating this within the devotees. That particularly that we want to conquer the world with Krishna consciousness. That is not there. Even Indians, they don't have. Even many devotees, they don't have this. They think that, okay, we are reading, we are hearing, we are eating, and that's enough. We will clean this place and then we'll sleep. But Prabhupada's vision was much. We have read so many quotes of Prabhupada, how Prabhupada wanted to conquer the whole world. So see how if you should have the guts to speak like this, you take it up to Krishna consciousness very seriously. You can make the whole world Hindustan. If somebody who is very much patriotic of Hindustan, then he should become really Krishna conscious. Not that he will see that debauchy movie called Dhurandhar and he will pay so much for that movie and do nothing. These are cinemas. By cinema, you can't establish dharma. Cinema is just a multi-crore commercial business. That's all. You can't establish dharma through that. Many devotees are also getting carried away by this rascal movie. Okay, outsiders have become enamored. That is another thing. But why we have to become enamored? Kaunsa desh, kaisa desh? What is this desh bhakti? What is this tyag, balidan? What is this nonsense? Giving life to Indians, live to India. India, where pornography is going on, women are trafficking, human trafficking is going on. So many people are dying. So many men and women, children are getting kidnapped. Cows are killed. Millions and millions are killed. That India you want to protect? What nonsense, India? India, if you want to really protect, then give Bhagavad Gita. That is the land of India. Spiritual culture, Vedic culture is the land of India. Nothing else. Actually, India is, the whole world is India. We lost the whole, slowly, we lost track of so much land. Even some of the people, they put Akhanda Bharat map in present new parliament. There is a big Akhanda Bharat map. It starts from Turkey and it goes all the way down to Indonesia, Malaysia, and all. So that is actually the whole big India was. What to speak of that? Everything, the whole Bharat, whole planet of Earth is Bharat Bhumi. India, actually. So we should not get enamored by this so-called Desha Bhakti movies. Kya Desh Bhakti? Bakwas. Yatirtha buddhi salirena karchit. Yasyatma buddhi kunapeti dhatuke swadikkalatra bhaumai jari. Yatirtha buddhi salirena karchit. Janeshamini saeva bhokar. Only the cows and asses will think just like they belong to motherland. This motherland, fatherland. Prabhupada also said, motherland is India, then fatherland is America, he said. So the thing is, if you have so much of love for your country, then you should make the whole world Hindustan by taking up Krishna consciousness and preach. This is what is important. Okay. We can stop here and we can continue tomorrow maybe. Unless and until if somebody has any questions to speak or anything to say. If anybody wants to share anything, you can share your ideas or anything regarding whatever I've spoken or regarding whatever Prabhupada is speaking here. You can tell. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to say something? No, nobody has anything to say. Somehow I am only speaking, nobody is speaking. Okay. So we'll stop here and we'll meet tomorrow at 7:15 or 9:45 American time. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sandebhyev cha paditanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavim. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की जय। जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। भक्ति विकास स्वामी महाराज की जय। हरे कृष्ण।